We travel the country in search of places that capture our nation's history. We dive deep into what led the U.S. to become the country it is today. And of course, we have a lot of fun together along the way. We are Finding History. In this episode, we're heading to Mississinewa 1812, a historic festival in Indiana. It has beautiful art, amazing relics of history, and of course, their famous food. Our first stop was to get some of this. We got beignets and chicken and dumplings.
Open up. Gotta eat it. Gigi, eat the dumpling. It is Gigi, right? Yes. Gigi, eat the dumpling. What? It's good, yeah. It's great. Oh my god. So hot.
Good. Our next stop was Old Fort Soap.
So we're at Old Fort Soap, and we have here.
Hi, I'm Zada. I am one of the salespeople for Old Fort Soap.
So how do you make the soap? What's it made of?
It is made out of vegetable oils of coconut, palm, some sunflower, and olive oil. And then he adds either fragrance oil or essential oils. And then, of course, he adds color and mica and little glitter stuff.
Can I buy one?
Oh, sure can. The unicorn.
Yeah.
Go ahead, pick your bar. Okay, there you go, and you can wrap it up.
Later, we went to the blacksmith's shop at Eel River Forge.
So we're here at the blacksmith, I believe, and we have, what's your name?
Norm Gable.
All right, Norman. So what are you making now?
Just finishing up what's called an S hook. It was a very common hook that was used for many things. The most common thing was hanging pots over fires as you cook.
Okay, so how do you make an S hook?
Well, metal as you get it cannot be easily bent. So what a blacksmith does is we change the shape of metal. And we do that by heating it up in our fire to a point in the forge here where the metal gets soft, kind of like modeling clay. And we do that by getting the fire up to about 3,000 degrees. And we get that fire hot by adding air to it with this thing behind me. It's called a bellows. And as we pump the air into the fire, it gets the fire hotter. Then we put the metal in there, and as we do, it picks up heat. When it gets soft and we take it out, we use the anvil and other various tools to change its shape. And so basically, a little bit ago, this stick of metal became this. Now this is still hot, that's why I'm not grabbing onto it.
So what type of metal are you using?
What I'm used today is called mild steel. It is the modern equivalent of what they had 200 years ago. Now back then what they had was called wrought iron. And it was a very soft, pure iron.
After that, Gigi decided to buy a spoon.
Yeah. Which one?
The bigger one.
The big.
Careful.
Oh, wow.
You want the 12?
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite, Where's Brian? Let's see if you can spot Brian. Did you catch him? This time it's gonna be a little harder. Did you see him? This is the final level. Could you spot him this time? As we started to head to the main event, we ran into some cosplayers.
What characters are you supposed to be portraying?
I am a captain of the British militia.
When this started.
Now it's time for the main event, First, here's a little history background. The War of 1812 was fought between the United States and the British. Some of the key factors in this conflict was the impressment of American sailors and also the British supporting Native American attacks on the Americans. As you can see, lots of people have gathered around to see this. The battle being reenacted was the Battle of Mississinewa. This was a U.S. attack on the Miami tribe in response to them attacking Fort Wayne. In the end, several people were killed and wigwams were burned. After a long day, it was finally time to head back home. In the end, this was a great experience. We got to learn a lot about this time and place in history. So we'll see you later, until next time, on Finding History.